Moscow, this is RT with news from Russia and from around the world. Our top story this hour. Barack Obama has been in office for a little over a month, but members of the conservative opposition are already showing their disapproval of his economic stimulus plan. They gathered in Washington D.C. for a conference where they outlined what they think is wrong with the policies of the new U.S. president. When RT's Dina Kozovsky, she was there, and she joined us live now from Washington. So, Dina, what do conservatives find wrong with the president's proposals to kickstart the American economy?
Well, the list of what conservatives find wrong with Barack Obama is quite lengthy. So long, in fact, that it's going to take 3 whole days of this conference just to get it all out. Now, I want to say that although Republicans, and for the most part conservatives, are overshadowed right now in Washington, D.C., the general tone was pretty optimistic. But it couldn't be all that positive because, of course, issue number 1 was the economy. And conservatives believe that Barack Obama is completely mishandling this economic situation. They call his stimulus bill a monstrosity. Now, I was able to take back some souvenirs for everyone that I want to show you, such as this leaflet right here, all over the hotel where the conference was taking place. It says, "Please help stop the Obama socialist revolution. Join the resistance." And then you had books all over the place like this, "The Audacity of Deceit, Barack Obama's War on American Values." And our friends over at Campaign for Liberty, they also had a presence at the conference, and they think that the only way to fix this economic crisis is with sound money and economic freedom. But the document that conservatives are still really eager to see is Barack Obama's birth certificate. That's right, many conservatives still believe that Barack Obama was not, in fact, born in the United States. But for more on this conservative movement and everything I witnessed, let's take a listen.
A rift in American society?
I welcome you to this 2009 Conservative Political Action Conference. Thank you.
Also known as CPAC, a 3-day conservative conference held at a swanky hotel in downtown Washington, D.C. On the guest list, former presidential candidates, television and radio stars, and key U.S. policymakers. Here, they formed the opposition to the current government. It was their chance to point out everything that is wrong with Barack Obama, the Democrats, and of course, their handling of the economy. Congressman Paul Ryan, a young up-and-coming star of the Republican Party, delivered the keynote speech. He had some words for Obama and the most recent stimulus that the new president pushed for.
This phony stimulus hastens a march toward an irreversible tipping point in our democracy that threatens to radically alter the relationship between American citizens and our government.
This is where some of the most prominent faces of the American conservative movement gather to try to find a Republican voice in an overwhelmingly Democratic majority. And the people who attend have one main concern: will Barack Obama's dream turn into America's nightmare?
And the concerns and questions don't end there. Carl Denninger was smart enough to foresee this crisis a few years ago, and he pulled his money out of the stock market. Now he is known for his dark predictions that have often turned into reality.
If you put 150 million people in the United States into a situation where they're jobless, homeless, and hungry, how long before the pitchforks come out?
Former presidential candidate Mike Huckabee also had a question for the crowd.
This year, we might be asking the question, dude, where's my country?
And I had a question of my own.
What's the future of the Republican Party?
I think the future is going to be bright if we get back to the principles. It's a matter that when we abandon them, the people abandon us.
But at this conference, the conservatives delivered a message of optimism and unity, especially when it came to opposing Barack Obama's policies, something that the U.S. president will not be able to abandon or avoid.
And something that conservatives could not avoid, mentioning Ronald Reagan's name. It's like every speech, at least one time Ronald Reagan's name was mentioned. But a lot of things were discussed there. The economy, of course, issue number 1. I'll be back there on Saturday, so I'll bring you more of this conservatism then, Bill.
Right, Dina, thanks very much indeed for that. That's our correspondent Dina Kozowski live from Washington, D.C.